Hey team, how's it going? We give thanks for the shift. How many of us notice that the energetic shift happens before the actual manifestation in the 3D? You'll feel the energetic shift within you. You'll feel the transformation in the atmosphere before you see anything come to fruition. So we give thanks for that. It's so funny because the spirit, I knew he wanted me to sit down. Or they, however you want to say it. The spirit wanted me to sit here and bring a message. My physical vessel is actually very exhausted. I was just going to lay down and take a rest. But then I saw my cards and it was like, nudge, nudge. So here I am. So it's funny because a lot of the times the channel will come. Okay, let's just focus on the message. The channel will come. The message will download like with talking about the 3D end result of what is coming with the shift. And I am pretty hesitant to put time-bound things on that because there are so many moving pieces when it comes to organizing the 3D. You know, if there's people involved, they have entire lives to integrate. If there's, you know, chance happenings that need to be arranged, like there's a lot too that goes into it when you are. And then if you think about the constant wave of infinite possibilities, and then you factor in people's free will, and you factor in things like their fear jumping up and their whatever it might be. So there's a lot of moving pieces. Not that the divine is like the infinite intelligence can arrange amazing, miraculous paths that we would have never been able to see. I'm hearing Waymaker. Like, literally, you know, in scripture, it would talk about, like, I will make streams in the desert. Like, I will make a way where there was no way. I will, you know, make a, like, that mountain. All you got to do is speak to the mountain and say, be moved, and it will be moved. Like, you just have to choose what you are believing into toward, and then allow all of creation, allow the spirit of life, source, God, Yahweh, Yahushua, the Ruach HaKodesh, like whatever angle you see it from at this given moment, your energy, your spirit, the spirit of life that lives within you and we are here in the physical vessel. Our actions are expressing momentum. Our thoughts are expressing momentum, and it is up to us to remain in alignment with the word, whatever that word is, like whether it's a vision for your life, or whether it's a goal, or whether it's just a trust that everything's going to be okay. You stand in alignment with it through your actions, through your mindset, and through your surrender, trust, and then give the time and the space for the 3D to arrange itself accordingly. So like I was saying, a lot of channelers or prophesiers, however you want to say it, are delivering words, and they'll deliver the manifestation like this is what it's going to look like, you know, money, love, like all the things that in the 3D realm are really important to us. But ultimately, what's more valuable is the energetic shift that happens within you that will then make way for the 3D to align, the 3D to assemble. And it is by grace, by grace. I have this, I'm so stoked about this amazing new deck that I just got. I've never used it. I haven't even looked at all of the cards. So let's just see, what does the Divine Spirit have to say to the collective that is here in front of me right now? I manifest that any person under the sound of my voice, that they would indeed receive a revelation that's for them, and kindly leave whatever's not for them. Choice. You're being asked to make a choice that you've been struggling with. It's time to decide which path you're going to take. Can't make this stuff up. Listen to your intuition. Eliminate everyone else's input. Feel your way into the choice that is right for you. The time is now. When I wrote my book, which I've taken off the airwaves or whatever, like for now, because I feel like Spirit has more that we're going to do with that. But anyway, comment down below if you'd like a copy of my book. Maybe I'll figure out how to get some e-copies to people. But decidir is the Latin, and I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. I might be saying it wrong. But the point is that decide means what the Latin roots of that word, I think it's Latin, decidir, Latin. It means to cut off from. And it makes so much sense when you think about it energetically, when you think about it with what we know about the quantum field, what we know about how we can attune to a frequency, how we know that like anger and fear and pride are low vibe, like it's literally like there's, a spectrum, and that like surrender and love and trust, not trust in just anybody, but like trust in the spirit of life, trust that the divine team has your back, that kind of thing. Those are like high vibe frequencies. And that's why it says without faith, you cannot please God. Some of that verbiage is like, it doesn't really add up. But when we combine it with what we know from physics and when you know the heart of the creator, it makes more sense. But it's not as if he's up there being like, you don't please me. It's because you don't have enough faith. Like, doesn't that sound cruel? It's not that. It's literally like, to get into alignment, you've got to have enough revelation and trust and surrender to actually have belief. Anyway, and yet also, you have free will choice. We all have free will choice. You have choice. So you're being asked to make a choice that you've been struggling with. It's time to decide which path you're going to take. Listen to your intuition, eliminate everyone else's input about it, and feel your way into the choice that is right for you. The time is now. And one of the most helpful, I've mentioned this so many times, but one of the most helpful ways that I started feeling my way into the wish fulfilled, that I couldn't even figure out how it would happen or like what exactly it would look like, but I just started naming concepts like, I am now so relieved that I always have more than enough. And I'm just realizing, like, look at this miracle in it's been a little bit over a year. But if you knew what my life was just a minute ago versus what it is now, like, all of the I ams that I stated are in active motion actively in my life. Like, I am so relieved that I always have more than enough. I'm so relieved that my children are safe, prioritized, that we live in a peaceful home that's ours with a locking door, and nobody comes up in here, unless I say it's okay. Like, I am so grateful that we live in a place of shalom, nothing missing, nothing broken. I'm so thankful that I am on path with my divine identity and that I'm being my true self every single day. That was legit one of my things that I had to write down and actually like declare to the atmosphere, like, I am being my true divine self every single day. I am now being my true divine self every single day, all the time, 24/7. Like, I had to like describe it and write it down because there was so much programming in my 3D that was coming up against me being my divine self. Like, it was not encouraged, like, by my own fears, by my own experiences, by how I perceived it threatened people when I was standing in the fullness of my divine identity, which happens to be extremely powerful and extremely empowered and backed up by the spirit realm. There are people that are activated by that in a way that they couldn't even probably explain. So anyway, you're being asked to make a choice that you've been struggling with. It's time to decide right now. The time is now. The time is now. The time is now. And let me just the time is now. Like, don't, like, there are times and seasons, right? We know that there's windows of time. So let me not make you afraid. I'm not going to make you afraid, because there's always like another opportunity. You can ride this merry-go-round or whatever, like, as many times as you want. But if you're sick of riding the mother merry-go-round that leads to the same stupid, miserable place that you've been 1,000 times before, make a different choice. Choose to start believing, like, it's gonna work out for me. I don't know how I'm gonna get on without the circumstances of this broken ass life that I've been living in, but I want something better. Like, I refuse to stay here. So anyway, while it says to eliminate everyone else's input, and as you should, I'm cheering for you that you would take the bold step of faith into something that is going to be illuminating, that is going to be empowering, that's going to be full of rest for you and your family and whoever you're in charge of, and that you would no longer settle for a life of half-ass misery, especially if you're partnered up with a joke of a partner. Like, let that joker go, and you got to let people encounter their own tower moments. You have to allow people to go through their own upgrades. And hey, let me just say from personal experience, I fell for the bullshit narrative that like it was our responsibility to help people. Like, and by the way, look at what I'm doing here now. Like, I am being myself, and there's liberation in me being myself, and hopefully it does produce seeds that get to be sown into people's lives that will ultimately bear fruit of good things for them. But it is not our responsibility to rescue everybody, especially the ones who refuse to do the work of toning their own life because they don't want to they don't want to take up their cross. They don't want the sacrifice. They don't want to do the hard work, you know? Like, there are days that I don't feel like working out, but I do it anyway because it's a part of being a responsible adult. 11:11 when I looked up, it's about a part of being a responsible human that takes care of this vessel. Like, this vessel is my gift, so I want to be a good steward of this vessel, and I do what I'm, you know, and sometimes are better than others. Like, we're all in this, you know. But let's see if is there any other final messages that the Spirit wants to share. Okay, I felt like both of those were coming. Wow. You are changing gears. You are changing gears. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. So this has so much to do with that choices card. So the opportunity here is that you have a choice to make, to either go around this roundabout again, or to figure out how to make the cuts. I'm getting the visual right now of the vineyard. You know, it talks about pruning, 12:12, pruning the vine. So it's one, you know, just like how you take care of plants and you like, what is it called? I should even know this. Prune them, I guess. So your life, the visual I'm being shown is like your life might look small for a second while it's pruned back so that you make space for more healthy new growth in the future. So don't be discouraged if you got to go through kind of like a doorway, like the eye of the needle kind of thing, to then get you into your new beginning. You're going to change gears. How many of us know about like shifting? You know, sometimes you have to downshift for the certain terrain that you're on. And downshifting doesn't mean like there's anything wrong. It doesn't mean that you're going backwards. It doesn't mean regression. It's just like, no, based on where I'm at on my path in the terrain I'm on, I'm going to like hone in my circle. I'm going to hone in my focus. I'm downshifting. I'm not going to be out and about as much. Like, whatever this means to you, don't take all my word. I'm just giving examples. But you are changing gears, and maybe that means you got to downshift. Maybe you even have to go in reverse for a second to be able to like turn the wheel and like go in a different direction. Okay, take that as it resonates, because what's waiting for you is the fulfillment of gifts. Woo! This is such a powerful message. I hope this is reaching. I know it's going to reach whoever it's meant for. This isn't, hallelujah. It's not just for the fulfillment of gifts. Isn't just gifts that are coming to you. It's the fulfillment of your gifts that are going to be a ripple effect, that are going to be the light that is going to illuminate the path or the next step for somebody in a powerful way, that's going to give them hope, revelation, you know, like transformation, like whatever you're meant to do. Fulfillment of gifts. Oh my gosh, this is such a timely, I feel the urgency on this message. Like, I'm gonna literally just like take this, post it, because there's no editing, not gonna take any time about it. There's like an urgency with this, because we are in, I really sense that we are in this shifting moment. Like I even felt a nudge into my personal life to make a shift. And it was something that like I honestly didn't want to do. Like I didn't want to, it was not my first choice. But when the nudge comes, and this might be your nudge, like don't ignore the nudge. Start moving forward one step at a time in faith and trust and knowing that every, you know, have you ever heard that song Shadow Step by whatever those people are, Teus, the singer, the shadow step, where it's like, I'm just going to keep putting my one foot in front of the other. And even though it's like in the shadows, I'm going to trust that the path is going to be there. The path is going to be there as I keep stepping forward. Nobody likes being in that space. Like, you get used to it as you go, but it is not an enjoyable thing to have to learn how to have that level of trust and surrender. But not only are your gifts going to start coming through, and I'm talking, these are like your divine identity, purpose gifts. Like, these are your gifts. Like the way that I sit here and I flow and I hear it. And, you know, this is not everybody's gift, but you have a gift. And it's time to make a choice to honor your inner child, to honor your divine identity, to no longer self-betray for the sake of keeping everybody else comfortable around you, to no longer self-betray for the fucking man-made thing of marriage. Excuse my French, but like, you know, no more self-betraying so that you can, you know, make yourselves look right for like some people group. No more self-betraying in order to like make your kids now pay for it. Stop self-betraying. You have gifts to be fulfilled. You came here with a divine purpose. You have gifts. You have a whole story to tell, and you're going to tell it in the way that you're designed to do it. Some people that's painting, some people it's music, some people it's freaking going out and putting the little readers on the mushrooms and making music with nature. Like some people it's sales, some people it's creating creative products that solve problems for the world. But you are changing gears, and it's so that this fulfillment of gifts can come through, because you have to align with the frequency that allows the portal to open so that these divine gifts can actually make it to you, and also so that you are in a position where you get to protect them, where you're not going to have energy vampires siphoning out your energy, and that you're not going to be in a place where you live where people are just constantly interrupting your peace so that you can't even freaking project your gifts out because you got so much crap going on around in your toxic household. So anyway, I really hope that this message is I pray right now that this message reaches whoever it's meant for. I speak a hedge of protection around this message. I speak a hedge of protection around every person under the sound of my voice, according to the King of Glory, to the spirit that the spirit of life that sent this message through, because you have a new dimension awaiting you. You have a new dimension awaiting you, and it is not contingent on religion. It is not contingent on your spouse. Well, it might be if your spouse is in the way, but it's not contingent on any man-made thing. It is contingent on your choice, your free will choice, the gift of free will choice of whether or not you're going to change gears in order to step into that new dimension and to receive the fulfillment of your divine gifts, so that they create the ripple effect of the ripple effect of divine gifts out there. And then I was just seeing it's like an echo, you know, like a sound wave. It's such a beautiful illustration. Like imagine, you know, when you think about when you're in like a big gym or a beautiful coliseum and your voice goes out and like, or, you know, in the stairwell, echo, and then it reverberates back to you. It's like your divine gift, as you finally allow yourself to be who you are and you step into your divine identity permanently, it might, and by the way, it's going to be it's often a chasm at first. Like there might be a delayed response. You might not get that immediate like echo back. You might not get that immediate validation. In fact, you probably won't. And that's the beauty of just knowing that you're not a prisoner to the validation of people. But the point is, eventually in time, the more that you remain in your divine identity and you are emitting, like you are like you're living out your divine gifts, it's going to be something that the ripple effect goes out, and as it impacts people's lives and it transforms atmospheres, transitions, like transmutes, that reverb is going to come back to you and bless your life. How cool is that? Okay, I'm going to leave this one here. Be blessed, be well, be free, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.